Spencer Herbert from the compliance desk here at CER Financial. Wanted to have a chat with you and give an example of how we as a company are able to assist someone in a very specific and technical requirement they needed for their compliance desk. We were approached about a year ago from a small overseas banking organisation who had had a head of compliance position mixed in with other areas, and they decided they needed to bring on a new separate head of compliance. We were asked to source the market, advise them on salary, and find a person that only met their product requirements but also met the culture and the structure of the organisation. We were successful in finding an individual from a competitor who was not actively on the market but who had a full background of generalist compliance, who understood monitoring, AML, advisory and all the technicalities of working for an overseas bank. That lady has now been there for a number of months, and she approached me again later on in that year and asked me could I now find her a number two. But this role was a little bit more specific around the anti-money laundering function as well as the day-to-day generic compliance. However, the problem for her was that she had never recruited before, and what she required was us to work with her in an organic process to help find the person, the level, at the right requirements that are needed for that specific role. After a period of time within the role, the candidate we placed in the head of position came back to me and asked me to help her now source, for the first time in her career, a new recruitment, and she asked me to help her and guide her through how you recruit staff and what she needed for her particular role. The person in question had an idea of what they needed, but having not actually interviewed candidates themselves, they wanted my advice on what kind of person they were looking for. So we took a very fluid, organic process with them. We took a number of candidates, an initial meeting. She interviewed those people and then decided that through our advice there was more technicality needed on the financial crime front. There was more technicality needed on the generic day-to-day compliance. So we took a second batch of people in, and again they were all interviewed, but once again with working with the client, she understood that she needed someone with even more experience. So we were able to finally find the perfect candidate for them, and that person was taken on board and is really enjoying the work within the bank. About 2 months ago, we got another call again to say that they now needed a third member of staff. And this time this was a contract role, and this was looking for someone to specifically look at financial crime sanctions within the overseas banking environment. So again, it was a whole new area for us to look at with them, to guide them through what the market was paying and what kind of candidates they would need. We have now just successfully placed that person. They start next week, and hopefully this gives an example of how we can adapt, work with the client, cover all areas. We have covered temp and perm with this client. We have also looked at contract and perm, but at every time we've sat down with the client, understood their needs, and we've now helped them build a successful compliance team. Thank you.